Hello everybody. So today I'm going to go ahead and start sharing some of the Micro Traveler's Notebook tutorials, the inserts. Here are some of the things that I have. So I'm going to show you the little Micro Traveler's Notebook that I already had. I did show another tutorial on how to make the cover with nothing but glue and some faux vinyl, or vinyl I guess you could call it. So I'm going to be making that first insert, the dashboard, and the folder. The folder will be in a separate video. Oh, and then the credit card holder, which is what I start with first on this video. So I'm just showing you what I have and how it's set up in my traveler's notebook. So what you're going to need a fuse tool. Mine is from Project Life. I'm just taking off the cover there. You're going to need a ruler and the sleeves. Yeah, so I'm going to start with the credit card holders. But the sleeves that I am using, I think I'm going to show you. I'm just kind of showing you that I'm going to be doing those pockets for the credit cards, or you can use those pockets for anything you want, store stickers, paper, whatever. I'm using it for credit cards. So then I'm just kind of giving you a close-up of the Project Life fuse tool and the metal ruler that they give you. Now I do start cutting some of my stuff without a cutter. That cardboard is just for the fuse tool. But later on I do bring out my cutter. Alright, so that's the acetate for later on. Here is the protectors. Those I find at Target. You get 15 in there, and they are so useful for so many things. So just recently I started using this for my Micro Traveler's Notebook. But you could use any kind of sleeves, any sheet protectors, as long as it's big enough, of course. And this is why I'm going to be using the regular ruler to give you some measurements. And these sleeves are going to make you, one of those sleeves gives you two pockets, that actually two-sided pockets, you know, for the credit cards. And one of those sleeves will also do the outside insert that I have, which I'll do later. So all of these inserts are going to measure 4 inches in height. So everything that I cut is 4 inches in height. For the length of this credit card insert, it's going to be, let's see if I can remember. I'm trying to look. 5.5. So I'm just kind of showing you that this is going to be 5.5. So if you have something bigger, you want the whole length of it to be 5.5. It's actually like just one line after that. And it's actually bigger than your credit card, so you can fit a lot of different things in there. I was just grabbing a marker because I'm going to be marking my 4 inches. I'm actually going to go slightly higher than 4 inches. Like one line, I think. Do I? I just do like very little bit, just because that's the part I'm going to cut off. I don't want to see the marker. So I just kind of go down the line with the tick marks, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be fusing the top part of that, and then I'll cut it apart. Alright, so here, I keep flipping it around. I want to fuse above those dots. because I'll be cutting them off later. So my little fuse tool ruler is just long enough for this, but if you have something longer, you can use any long metal ruler for this part. So just a tip with the fuse tools, a lot of people have trouble. You need to let it heat up for a really long time. Just plug it in and get it going before you even start on a project, and let it go for a while. I never timed it, but I do leave it maybe half an hour or longer before I use it, because the hotter it is, the better it's going to work. And you do want to press down firmly, but not too hard, and slowly roll it down your ruler before, you just keep moving it. Excuse me. So I just cut underneath my fusing, and I'm going to cut off that mark, but I think I go back and cut some more because I had to measure and make sure it was 4 inches in width. I keep double checking and measuring everything here, so it's a little longer, so I'm going to cut some more off. Although I would have rather used my what's it called? My cutter. I can't think of it right now. Alright, so let's see, what I'm going to do next. I'm going to cut off those side pieces where, would go into a binder. I don't need that. And that's pretty much it. I'm not fusing anything else on these. I will be folding them in half. And now I'm going to just cut off the other one so it's the same width, 4 inches. And again, yeah, I'm double checking, that's 4 inches. I'm just going to cut off that side again. Now you do this however many times you want. For mine, I only had cut up 2 of the sleeves for 4 pockets, which also gives you room for like 8 cards. I'm only showing you these. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold them, and I'm going to crease my folds in the middle. I'm just carefully making sure that they're even, because once you crease it, you can't undo that crease. Alright, so now I'm just going to stack them on top of each other. I wouldn't stack too many on top of each other. If you want, you can always do 4 and 4, like if you really want a lot of those pockets, and then just insert them separately. But I stacked 4 on top of each other, and they're fine. So I'm just putting one of those Dollar Tree hair elastics around it. I'm going to slide it on just so you can see how it looks onto my vinyl. And again, I do have a tutorial separately on how I make that little vinyl cover. Okay, what am I doing next? Oh, I was going to show you a little gift card in there just so you can see. And you see how there's plenty of room for bigger cards and other things. Put your stickers in there, extra sticky notes. You can turn them into shakers. Alright, so now we're going to do the acetate dashboard for your sticky notes. And I'm using this acetate, which I didn't mention it, but I found it at AC Moore. But they do sell acetate at all the stores. And you can use acetate that have design on them too. You just want some kind of acetate that your sticky notes will go onto. So I keep going back to my original to make sure you know what the length is. But the length of that and then the next insert that I make is going to be 7 inches long by 4 inches in height. I'm just trying to, I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I just wanted to open it up so I can measure it. Oh, excuse me. You know, I woke up at 4 today on my vacation because I couldn't go back to sleep. I had to go up to use the bathroom, of course, and then I went back to bed and just tossed and turned. And now I'm up, so I figured I'll go ahead and finish this tutorial for you guys before hubby wakes up. So at the moment it's 5:35 a.m. Alright, so I guess I do mark it. I thought I used my cutter here. But anyway, if you don't have one of those fancy like rotary cutters or whatever, here I show you how to do it without one. So I was marking, what the heck was I doing? I think now I switch over to the cutter. I had recorded these videos like last week, so I'm trying to remember what I did. But all I'm going to do is cut 7 by 4. Now these acetates, for the most part, as far as I know, they all have some kind of clear plastic cover that you have to peel off. Did I mention I got that at AC Moore? I don't know. I found that one at AC Moore, but like I said, you can find them everywhere. Okay, so we've got our 4 by 7 strip, and I will be rounding off the corners because those are very pointy corners there. And here I'm going to be trying to take off. I cut out me struggling trying to peel off that thing because I couldn't even find it, but I did. Alright, so I took it out. Let's just round off the corners. I wouldn't suggest using a corner punch or anything like that. I tried with the chomper, the corner chomper, and it didn't work. So it's easier just to do it with your scissors. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out, again I was measuring because I wanted to see what the width was. I'm going to break out my scoring board, and I suggest you using something to do these score marks. And I'm going to be scoring on each side 3 inches. So on the left 3 inches and on the right 3 inches, and it's going to leave you like a gusset in the middle. Now 3 inches is the width of my booklets that are inside. A true micro TN, or they also call them zeros. They also call them nanos. The width, the height is correct, it's 4 inches, but the width is actually slightly smaller than 3 inches. But I think 3 inches is a good size. It gives you a little more. So you don't really have to do it the exact sizes that they have. So I'm just creasing my score marks on each side. And I'm pretty much done with my little acetate insert, my little dashboard. And you're going to have a dashboard on the left and the right. And that's just going to slide into your cover. Oh, excuse me. Of course, that's going to fit perfectly my 4 notebooks in there. So if you need more space, of course, just cut a longer piece, 7.5 or 8 if you want to do like a super chunky traveler's notebook. This is just according to the amount of inserts that I have. So I'm just sliding that in. And that one and the next insert's going to be like the first two covers or first two inserts, and everything else is going to get put on in the middle. All right, sip of coffee, and now we're going to do the pocket dashboard. So that's the first insert where you can add pictures. You could also use it for storage. On the one that I'm using, I actually did my first pocket into a shaker, so you can do that. I'm not going to be making a shaker out of this one, but you can. So you're going to use another one of those pocket protectors. I'm sorry, page protectors, whatever they're called. And I'm going to be cutting it the lengthwise 7 inches, same as the last insert, 7 by 4. But we're going to seal it first before we cut it. So I'm marking it one line past the 7 so I don't get those black marks there. And I'm going to seal it. So don't cut it, just seal it first and then cut off all the extra. Makes it a little bit easier. Just trying to make sure it's straight. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we're going to seal that one side. Again, firmly pressing and slowly rolling down the side of your ruler. And you'll know it's sealed when it's like stuck to your backing there. You always want to put something like a chipboard backing or some thick cardstock or something so it doesn't go through your desk. You see mine had stuck down, so but you don't want to hold it down too long in one spot or too much pressure because you'll actually cut through the plastic. So I'm double checking, making sure we have 7 inches. And now we're going to trim off that edge, plus we're going to trim the width just to 4 inches. And I'm going to use my cutting tool again. You're going to cut the part off where those holes are that you would put into a binder, so that goes away. Usually I move faster. I feel like I'm moving too slow here, but I guess because it was so early when I did that too, I'm like in slow-mo. And I didn't feel like making the videos faster on here. Alright, so now we have one big pocket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be scoring, again, 3 inches on each side. And then that's just going to give me a mark. I'm only scoring it to give myself a mark where I'm going to seal on those 2 sides. So it doesn't need to be scored hard. It's just, you can barely see it, but it's just to give myself a little line to follow. I want to be able to see that line, so I did go one more time. Alright, so then we're just going to seal on those marks that I just made. Again, there are 3 inches in. And it's leaving that little gusset again in the middle. Now you could totally use this as your actual traveler's notebook cover and fill in each pocket, including the middle gusset, with a paper, a pretty paper you can turn into shakers. Then seal the top and then use that as your cover. If you use laminating sheets, you can do the same thing and laminate it. You just have to make sure you make those creases really nice and thick and deep. We're almost done. Okay, so that is done. I'm going to go ahead and fold over where I laminated, where I did my fusing, I'm sorry, just to get it folded. And again, this is going to slip behind everything. So this is going to be your first insert. If you want, it could be your second insert. You can do the acetate first. It's just, however you want to set this up. Alright, so I'm going to show you here how I turned this first one into a shaker after I put in an image. And then the last one I left open so that I could change up the photos. So here I'm just going to show you real quick how this worked. Put your image inside. Both of them, whatever you like. Leave one open if you want to be able to change up your photos. Right there you would slide in your shaker stuff and then seal the top, just kind of simulating that. And there's your pocket insert, and I'm just going to slip it in and show you how it looks real quick. But that's pretty much it, everybody. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the folder tutorial for this. See you guys next time.